Hey TikTok. So I was sitting here like thinking about how everybody's going through, well, not everybody, but like more and more people are going through this spiritual awakening right now. And it's an amazing thing to see, but I was in the shower and I thought about how, people are starting their own businesses. They are, homesteading and all this other stuff. And I'm talking about like what we call Black or African American people. Like more and more of us are beginning to wake up to the fundamental truths about our existence. And with that waking up, it's like, oh, well, let me homestead some more. Oh, well, let me, start my business. Oh, I have a dream. I think I'm going to pursue that. And that's pulling ourselves up from our bootstraps. And it made me think about like my whole life, all I've heard were Republicans saying, oh, well, African Americans, they just need to pull yourselves up from your bootstraps. They never talk about the gifts that their ancestors were given by the government. They never talk about that. The wealth, the incalculable wealth that them and their ancestors have been able to gain on our backs and still gain on our backs. And all this time they've been telling us to pull ourselves up from our bootstraps. And we're like, well, we have jobs and, we're going to college and we're doing all this stuff that you're telling us to do. They told us to go to college. They told us, do this. If you do this, you'll fit in. If you do that, you'll fit in. And we just did it. But once we found God in ourselves, we began to say, hey, wait a minute. Let me do my thing. I'm doing their thing. Let me do my thing and see how this works. And it's working out for a lot of us. Most of us, if not all of us. So if you hear that call, take the time to put yourself out there with your new truth, because it is so worth it. But they've been telling us to pull ourselves up from our bootstraps, and we've been doing it their way. And now that we're doing it our way and we're succeeding, they're calling us demonic. And, oh, that's not God-like, and, calling people witches and all this other stuff. And we're just doing what our ancestors have always done and have always succeeded before they were forced to do something different that didn't work for them. And ultimately, it doesn't work for us. And so, I don't know. That was my thought, and I hope this encourages somebody. Because it's important to understand that God literally lives inside of you. God is not on the outside of you, up looking down. God is within looking out. God is experiencing life through you. And so, in essence, when the Bible says, that your body is a temple of God, this is what it means. That our bodies are literal temples of God. That's why I can be 48 next month and I don't look 48 next month. Now, picture me a year ago and I looked like I would have been 48 next month. Because that's just how stressed I was until I stepped out and said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to try something different. And everything that I've tried has literally worked for me. And so if you hear the voice, if you hear the call, take it. Take the job. Take the job. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. So I know that God is calling you. Whoever listens to this, whoever sees this and just, I know that God is calling you. And you know that I know that you know that God is calling you for a change, and a change that's going to change your life and the life of your family and everyone who meets you hereafter. That's a fundamental change, that some gift that you have that only you can bring into this world. And God needs you to take that call, because no matter how many times you have failed at that call in the past, this time God will answer. This time it will work. So, whatever your dreams are, whatever your aspirations are, whatever the voice of God is calling you to do, just do it. Because she's right here. Oh wait, no, right here. She's right here. And she's looking out. Let God experience God's best self through you. Let God experience life through you. And just open your heart. God bless.